everyone, it's Paige. Welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be a shopping video and I'm going to hit up one of my favorite places, which is Ollies Bargain Outlet. I haven't been here for over 6 months, I think. So we're gonna go in now and we're gonna see what we can find.
Dun, 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 dun. Ollies Outlet. Well, the apocalypse has started. What would you even call that? A boat horn? Oh, that's pretty big. Oh, the Sisters Grimm, the Ever After War. I've actually heard of that.
The Brothers Grimm.
No, I've heard of the Sisters Grimm.
You've heard of the Sisters
I have heard of the Sisters
Grimm.
Grimm.
Very specific. Look, though. So cool. Records moved to Lestrange family tomb at family's request.
Ooh.
This is fun.
Grindelwald. Anyone who watches Star Wars knows you don't need a geektionary if you're truly into Star Wars. Am I right?
Very lofty of you.
I'm a true Star Warser. Is that Ezra Miller? Yeah, baby.
I don't understand. It's like a whole set.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that's really neat. That's really neat, actually.
Wow, this is tempting. Like, I can't actually see myself reading Goosebumps.
Yeah,
I
if you
can see
can't.
myself rewatching it for the rest of my life.
I mean, for that matter, you might as well, like, if you're gonna, like, collect it for the sake of nostalgia, like, not to sound like all, like, ho-ho, but you might as well get, like, a...
Collector's edition?
Yeah, like some sort of, like, special edition Goosebumps or something. Ooh. Ooh. Chalkman. Is it a man that uses chalk or a man that's made out of chalk?
I guess I'll find out. Can you turn the fridge off? Please. It's making a noise. So anyway, this is going to be the haul portion of the video where I show you in depth the books that I was able to uncover at Ollie's. I have 5 books to show you today, and each one I was very surprised to see there, but also very delighted to see there. So first of all, the first book I'm going to show you is The Chalkman by C.J. Tudor. This was originally $16. I found it at Ollie's for $3, and my friend Emily read this probably last year sometime, and I am a big fan of horror novels, which is what this is. So when I saw she had read it, of course I was very tempted to read it, but I never actually picked it up until now. It starts off in 1986. It follows a boy named Eddie and his friends, and they have this secret code where they leave messages of like little chalk men, like chalk doodles, to like, you know, send messages to one another. And one day they find a Chalkman doodle leading them into the woods where they find the dead body of a young girl. So after this happens, in 2016, an adult Eddie is, you know, living his terrible life, and one day he receives in the mail a chalk figure like the one that led him and his friends into the woods, and he realizes that not only has he received this Chalkman in the mail, but all of his friends from his childhood also have received the Chalkman in the mail. And when one of them dies, he realizes that he has to uncover what happened all those years ago with the dead girl in the woods. So I'm not really sure if this is supernatural or not. It doesn't really matter to me as long as it's good and creepy and you know, terrifying. Goodreads has pretty mixed reviews on this, but Goodreads kind of has mixed reviews on almost any horror novel, so that's not super surprising. So the next book I picked up, I've actually already read, but I don't own a copy of it, and I actually read it just this past month. So that is The Giver. This was originally $17, and I got it for $4 at Ollies. And I read it this month because it was assigned to me by one of my English teaching classes, because this is often assigned to students in like older middle school, maybe high school, not really sure, but this is a very classic dystopian slash utopian novel about a boy named Jonas who lives in this utopian sort of society where emotions and colors and kind of all of the things that make humanity or humans unique from one another are stripped away, and he doesn't realize this until he is chosen to be the receiver of memories. So it's called The Giver because he becomes the apprentice of the giver in the community who holds all of humanity's memories and all of humanity's pain, and it's very like philosophical, etc., etc. I can see why it is sort of middle grade-ish because it definitely has more, you know, simplistic language, yet the themes are very deep, and it is a great book for the classroom. So I figured it was a pretty good idea for me to own my own copy because I might have to actually assign this to students in the future, and I had to give the copy that I read back to my teacher at the end of the week. So now I have my own hardback copy for, you know, $4. So the next book that I picked up, I was very surprised to see at Ollies in the first place, and this was the only copy that I actually saw in the store. So that was Aurora Rising by Amie Kaufman and Kristoff, and this was originally $18. I got it for $5, and this, I guess, came from Walmart, so they marked it down at Walmart before, I guess, eventually selling it off to Ollies. So I read the Illuminae files this year. It was one of my favorite series slash books from 2020. I didn't have any immediate plans to read the series. I might not even now have immediate plans to read this series, but I definitely picked it up because not only is it a gorgeous book with, I think, cover art by Charlie Bowater, but of course, since I loved the Illuminae files, I assume that this is kind of similar since this is also a young adult sci-fi series, like space opera sort of. So the synopsis of this novel is a little bit vague in that it doesn't really get at the heart of the conflict of the book, but it does, I know, follow the star pupil of a academy called the Aurora Academy, and this boy is named Tyler, and he is given the ability to make a squad of his own and go out and, you know, do missions and stuff. And during one of his missions, I'm assuming, he rescues a girl that has been in cryosleep for 2 centuries, and this girl apparently is going to be the catalyst of a war. No idea what's going on there, but I do love Kristoff. I love his humor, and while I don't have a sense of what Amie Kaufman's writing is like, you know, not co-writing with Kristoff, I assume that her contribution had made Illuminae what it was, which was awesome, so this should be good. But this also has sort of mixed reviews on Goodreads, so I'm going to throw this question out to you guys. Have you read this book, this series? You know, what do you think of it? Does it compare to Illuminae? I really don't know, but at least it's pretty. Next up, another book that I really didn't expect to see at Ollies was The Female Persuasion by Meg Wolitzer. So this is a fiction, contemporary, like feminist novel. Follows a college freshman named Greer, and she has a long-term boyfriend. She's obviously in college, living her life, and one day she hears a speech from a like feminist icon, I guess, named Faith Frank, and this speech sort of enlightens her and starts to guide her on a new path that she's been searching for. It sounds, you know, happy, I guess. Once again, if you have read this and you have an opinion about it, feel free to let me know. I did get this for $3. It was originally $17, so can't really go wrong. So The Female Persuasion is not actually the only contemporary, I feel like almost feminist novel that I picked up at Ollies. I got Again But Better by Riccio, and this was $3, originally $19 at Walmart. Of course, I had to pick this up. I actually considered picking this up when it was released because I do occasionally watch her booktube videos, but it just never happened. But now I own a copy, and once again, this is a contemporary, maybe romance, maybe sort of young adult. It follows a college girl named Shane, who, you know, she feels like when she goes off to college that she should be pursuing all these new adventures and all these new friendships and everything, but it seems like, you know, every time she turns around she's going back home for the weekend, or she's in the dorm alone, and she's just not living up to her own standards. So when an opportunity arises to go study abroad in London, she takes it, but she is naturally very, you know, introverted, I think, and probably anxiety ridden like me. So she realizes that, you know, she's taken this big leap, but there are definitely some obstacles that she has to overcome, you know, being so far out of her element. I do like the fact that it is set in London because I got the chance to sort of very briefly study abroad in London, and I love the city. So it would be nice to kind of revisit that through Shane's eyes. And of course, I do want to show my support for a fellow much bigger booktuber. But, you know, it just kind of depends on when I get the time to read this, maybe over the summer or something. I don't really know what to expect. To conclude, that those were all 5 of the books that I got at Ollies. I'm glad to see that they're kind of back up and running. They just had so many new books this time that I went, and I was so glad to see that because I was almost afraid that they would just like gave up because of the pandemic, and that is not the case. So if you have an Ollies near you and you have not visited in a while, go ahead and do so. They probably have some new stock for you to look over. I'm gonna leave off there so that I can go and get some stuff done because I have had a really long week. I would be curious to know, what has your week been like? Has it been as long as mine has? I don't know, I just feel like I was walking through like quicksand the entire week, and now is my time to recharge, which I do so by buying 5 books at Ollies. Is this healthy? I don't know.
Wait, you want me to say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe.
And if you haven't already, please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads. I have not been as active lately because of school, but I'll get back to it, trust me. And I hope you have a great week. Hopefully we can do another live chat soon. That was so enjoyable, and it was so nice to meet some of you, so maybe we can meet more of you next time we live chat. But I will let you know before that happens. And I will be seeing you very soon. We'll both be seeing you very soon. Bye! Bye.